up?
Yeah, what's good people? Yeah, we back.
Back in this,
2020.
man. Back in this. You know, it's your man, SubSir, you know. Got my man, Slim Tofolax.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, man, it's about to go down. You know, music, everything, you know, 2020, you know. So, yeah. You know, without wasting any time, I think we should just jump into it. You know, the last time we did this was 2018. And now, 2019, I don't know what happened. You know, but we didn't.
I mean, things happened. You know.
Yeah. And now it's 2020, and you know we are bringing it back. You know, and hopefully we will continue like this. You know, in the coming years.
I mean, we, you know, consistency is quite an important thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So you know, for me, I've been doing this, but obviously on Facebook, I've been doing this for some time now.
Yeah.
So usually every year I'd just have a run on projects I've enjoyed. So I usually pick 5. So I'd have my own top 5 albums for 2020 or 2019. Yeah. So this year was like, when I was doing mine, I was like, hey, when did we did this in 2018?
In 2018, sure.
So that's why I hit you up. I was like, hey, what's yours? Where's your top 5?
Where's my top 5?
and you joined in, you know.
And I joined in, and I really enjoyed it, by the way.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you know, like, you know, to talk about the music that you like is, you know, it's always dope, man. You know, to hear what other people think about your taste. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm one of those people that, you know, was enjoying, you know, the whole thing. And so when Slim was like, yo, reveal your top 5. I was like, yo, bro, let's go. And you know, funny enough, people were actually, you know, reacting to them, and they're like, yo, you're like, I also like that album and everything like that.
The purist, of course. The purist, of course.
Yo, man, don't be hating on the purists. You know what I mean? But yo, we good, man. And Slim, I don't know, man. Should we shoot right into it?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the reason we're doing this is we haven't revealed our number ones.
Yeah.
Right, we were supposed to do it yesterday, but time couldn't allow us.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing it today. So what we're going to be doing specifically for this podcast is that we're going to be revealing our number ones. He's been telling me some interesting stuff off air. So hopefully we'll get to hear that when he reveals his number 1.
Yeah.
But before we do that, I think the first thing we should do is just have a recap.
Of
what we have
posted
so far
on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Sure.
So we'll start with you.
Okay, let's start with mine. You know, you knowingly, you know, I'm more biased, you know, because I'm more hip hop. You know what I mean? So
I'm not.
No, I'm not saying that you ain't. You know, I'm just saying that I'm more. You know, mostly. I don't listen to a lot of genres outside of hip hop. You know,
I get it.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of hip hop music. So, yeah, my top 5. We'll start with number 5. I put Common Sense. You know what I mean? I mean, Common has been added for years.
Yeah, top 5 dead or alive.
Top 5 dead or alive. Dead or alive. Yeah. So he dropped an album called The Beautiful Revolution. Just, you know, recently whilst he was busy. You know, what was he doing? Campaigning for Biden and you know and everything. And so he was working on the project while he was busy, you know, with the campaigns and everything. And, you know, funny enough, the project came out really good. You know, I don't know if it was the band he was working with or something, but it was beautiful, man. Even some of the writings, I like the track Courageous. I like the track Don't Forget who You Are, because it's a very positive, light project. You know that, you know, mostly dope. You know, he never disappointed. Clean.
I remember when I shared the album cover, like a lot of people couldn't stop talking about the
artwork and everything with the young boy, you know, with the trumpet.
And just to go off key, one thing I picked up is that actually Common is probably one of the examples of how an MC should age.
Yeah,
he's been aging like really well. I mean, he's almost 50 now. He's in his late 40s now.
Late 40s to 50.
And having been doing this for more than 20 years and still be added and be able to put out such amazing
consistent.
He's been very consistent. And
And he doesn't take his work lightly. Like that's you've never seen, coming up with something. This was just Danka speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he's not afraid to push the envelope.
Yeah.
I remember we had this discussion with some other guys some time ago that Electric Circus, one of his albums.
Yeah.
For me, it's light years ahead of the game. Hip hop wasn't accepting when the album came out.
Sure.
And when I listen to it now, I'm like, yo. I still find it. I still find it hard to believe. You actually put out this, and this is actually an amazing project.
Yeah, definitely work of art.
So
Carmen, man, on my number 5. You know what I mean? Number 4, Shanoa. I don't know if you pronounce a but it's Shay Noir.
Yeah, you live. At the end of the day, you live.
Yeah, as God intended.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And beautiful project. I mostly fell in love with the writing, because I'm more drawn to the writing of the project.
And why are you leaving? Why are you leaving the part that she's female? She is female.
Well, I'm not leaving that part. I'm acknowledging the part that she just killed it, right?
Yeah.
Like even she went toe to toe with Black Thought. I mean, Tariq, bruh. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I was actually amazed that she came out unscathed, unscarred.
Yo,
and Black Thought is such a bully. He bullies a lot of MCs.
Yay!
I think one of the few guys that actually survived is Fonte.
Fonte
actually survived
Fonte,
Black Thought. I think actually Fonte bullied Black Thought. And of course Malik B.
Yeah.
But one of Malik B, in fact, he used to go toe to toe with that guy.
The Black Thought.
Yeah.
But Chanel really created an incredible,
And she definitely has one of the verses of the year for 2020. There's a joint in there. I keep forgetting the name. Money something. Amazing.
Amazing verse.
Amazing verse. That joint.
She even the whole project, man. Like even the opening joint to the project is just fire, bro.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. And obviously accompanied by the great Apollo Brown, one of my favorite producers.
The most consistent,
the most
maker, producer we've seen in such a And you can
tell, and he's really honest about it. I've seen his interviews.
Foka. MC of the year. MC of the year.
What up, bro?
But let's carry on.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So Apollo Brown, man, like beautiful project. I mean, as God intended, is one of those beautiful projects for hip hop.
And here's the thing. I think probably 10 years from now, when we look back and we count, I can safely say Apollo Brown is gonna have probably 5 classic albums. Definitely. When we look 10 years from now, he's definitely gonna have I can already count,
because I already have Ugly Heroes, like the first project, Ugly Heroes.
Dope.
Crazy project, like dope from top to
what he did with Sky Zoo. What he did with Planet Asia,
one of my favorite projects. And
for me, I do not care. It's probably been 2 years or so since the project came out. But I don't care. That's a classic album.
That's a classic album. And Chovies is fire, bro. Like, and so power to to the sister.
And he has an ability to bring out the best in all these MCs.
Sure.
I remember when you had that discussion about Joel Ortiz. I've always found his beat selection very questionable. And look at what he did with
Apollo Brown,
with the Mona Lisa project.
Apollo Brown is I think Apollo Brown only that thing the honesty in the artist, because his beats are not really nice. They're not about they're about really let's create, and the writers become free on the Apollo Brown production, and they become themselves more than anything, because once you just go to experimental producers, then you find beats that you don't
it's a funny thing that speaking of his beats is that I thought he would fall into the same case as Ninth Wonder. That whole repetition thing, that redundancy thing. But all these beats, sound the same. and for some reason, I mean, he still sticks to his signature sound.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he finds a way to make it sound different. Right?
Yeah.
When you listen to a Planet Asia project, obviously you can tell that's an Apollo Brown
production.
But you're like, it's actually different.
Different, definitely.
It's different. And I don't know how he does it,
everything on that project caught us off guard.
Yeah, it's definitely an amazing thing to do.
It's a fire project. So as God intended, the number 3 is Crow the Gnostic City of Olmec. You know what I mean? Crow man represented for the West. I give a shout out to him for that. The West really needs, and especially in hip hop, it really needs somebody to take it, to the world. You know what I mean? Because I think the most respected Kasis when it comes to hip hop, it has to be Soweto,
the East Rand, especially Tembisa.
Yeah, Tembisa. Yeah. And so Crow is one of that MC that just took it to the world, you know what I mean, and shout out to him for that. He's been
getting a lot of co-signs,
I mean, Stogie T was talking about City of Olmec. Imagine Stogie T talking about from the City of Olmec
itself. So he's been having an amazing year, and for my end, I've been singing his praises throughout the year. And one thing we need to point out is that Crow definitely broke the stereotypes. Battle rappers gone crazy. As soon as they hit, the studio, they struggle to recreate the very same magic that they have in ciphers on the stage,
exactly on the battle platform and whatnot.
And he's been able to transition from that, to being such an amazing artist, And I've told him that, I've seen your growth. You've grown not just as a writer, but as a songwriter. You're able to differentiate. This is for battles, and then this is for music. And you've seen in also in the type of songs that he's been able to create. There's also that entertainment value
in it. Because I think rappers forget that. Even when you write music, the whole point of writing music, as much as you are trying to say something, you're also trying to entertain and to get somebody thinking and laughing about
that whole
the situation.
Thing.
So when I heard Amakopo, I got that. I was like, okay, this is funny because
I was wilding when I heard Amakopo. I was wilding.
You know what I mean? So I was like, this is interesting. This is nice. This is really, you can listen to this, and so shout out to Crow, man. City of Olmec is one of the best projects to ever drop.
Definitely deserves to be in every top 5.
Definitely, you know what I mean. So 2020 brought us, Crow, City of Olmec power. You know what I mean. Number last, which is number 2 for now. You know what I mean. Is a project called what was the project? 7 times down, 8 times up. Elzai, you know what I mean? Fire project, man. For me, the writing on that project was so incredible, because you listen to tracks like Fende, which is a love song, but spoken from a point of view of a person who was just going around the city with this person, you know what I mean, and just enjoying these, parts of the city, with this person, you know what I mean. You just reminiscing about it, and the beat, the flow for the beat, because we are living in 2020, so you can't rap the same way you was rapping in the day in the 90s, you know what I mean. So I think Elzai really killed it. Some of the concepts on the project, you listen to the masterclass, you find the track, the last track, which was the single also.
Light one
where he did Jason. Now he introduces you to himself, his real name, which is Jason. We have always known him as Elzai, but he's using obviously the paradox of the Jason from the movie, you know what I mean. And so it's an I pay attention to what the MC and does with the pen,
Of course.
Yo, man, sorry, bro.
That's gonna come across. Look at you getting all worked up, but
yo, brother.
But here's the thing with me. I'm actually happy for Elzai. For one thing that when he put out Lead Poison, I mean, you can't question his penmanship. He's an amazing writer, amazing rapper, of course, incredible flow. But when he put out Lead Poison, I felt like he didn't want to rap anymore. And remember, before he put out Lead Poison, he was sort of like he was hibernating. I don't want to say sabbatical, but I think he was hibernating.
I think he was coming out of a dark place.
Yeah, a dark place, and he was depressed and all that stuff. And remember, there was some sort of fundraising or GoFundMe type of thing so that he can be able to make an album. And one of the reasons he made Lead Poison was because now the fans were saying, we've donated money, you know, the funds are there, why aren't you putting out an album? And that's how Lead Poison, you know, came to life, because now fans wanted the album. And you could tell in that album he was not in his bag. He
was pushing himself.
Yeah, he was pushing himself. And also happy when Jericho Jackson, funny enough, it was in your previous top 5.
You know.
I mean, when you put on
2018,
Jericho Jackson, I was so happy, and I definitely enjoyed the project also. And when I also heard, what's the name of the album again? I keep forgetting the name of the album.
Well, this one. 7 times down, 8 times up.
And when you put it out, dog, I was also happy, and just hearing it wasn't depressing.
It was not it was not.
And I played it a couple of times, you know. I played it a couple of times, and I could just play it from track 1 to the last one.
To the last track, and you could.
And you could hear, you know, and he sort of like captures you, you know, when you listen, when you start getting into the lyrics and stuff.
You know, in the difficult in this time to create a project, especially when you are an MC from the MC's era, you know, whereby like it was like really, you know,
but
taken seriously.
The thing is, I think with the internet, you know, being where it is now, you know, it sort of like opened up an avenue. You know, it also allowed us guys that like that type of music and be able to access it. You know, it allowed us, you know, to be able to enjoy that music without
and support it at the same time.
Because, you know, the internet gives you that option, and there's so many options, you know, and it also gives our favorite artists to continue making music. Because they know they now have another channel where they can
really
access their fans.
Sure.
You know, because we know for a fact you're not gonna hear even a single song on radio from that album.
No.
You know, radio doesn't play that, so
it doesn't play that. It's not for radio, definitely.
So you also have that advantage where you could actually, you know, you have your own space where you can listen, you know,
to that type of music.
So
fine, because I mean, it's, you know, it's a low budget project. You can hear it. It's beats. It's a producer and an MC, and you know, he didn't have a lot of features on it.
You know, he couldn't get, you know, session artists.
Session artists to come and do that stuff. You know, to
have you seen any videos from the project?
No, he doesn't really like videos. I've been trying to find his interviews and everything. That guy's like hibernating all the time. He's like that, you know, I don't know. But, you know, fireman, power to Elza with that. You know, I'm saying 7 times, you know, 7 times down, 8 times up. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and just keep
my number
moving.
2.
All right. Okay, it's me now. It's my turn. Okay, on my end. Oh goodness. You know, it's always eclectic, you know, eccentric. My choices, because with me, I dip into other genres, so I'm not really. I'm a hip hop head, of course, but I'm not really, you know, confined to hip hop. So you also see with my top 5, it has a bit of everything. So my number 5 is Isambulo 1020 Cartel. It is a stable started by Java and Raf when they left Ambitious Entertainment. What I liked about this is that, number 1, there's no Java in the album, right? And then the album, it's all the new artists. So it's basically guys, maybe you might have heard them before, but for the entire country, it's guys we've never heard before, because some I didn't even know.
I didn't know. I don't know most of the artists actually.
It's actually 4 guys. It's New Sam, Yolanda, Mzugulu, and this guy, this amazing guy, Anzo.
Who's the beat maker, right? Is he the one who's making the beat?
That's rough. Okay. Anzo is, I can safely say he's definitely gonna have a big year next year. When you get into that, it's gonna be
predictions. You know,
it's been coming. It's been coming for a long time. So what I liked is that the sound, that they brought into, you can tell that is a 10-20 cartel, right? So my fear was that they would take the very same sound that they've created at Ambitious, and I mean, the influences are there, but it's a totally unique sound, and also the fusion of different genres. Not just
I really enjoyed it because the Maskandi on a more
influence,
international sound. It was really, and they really did it well. The guy who sings over that stuff, like, he's just killing.
Yeah,
so,
and the other thing that people I think tend to overlook. You know how sensitive I am about spoken word poetry. How sensitive I am about that. I was actually impressed in how they incorporated poetry into it doesn't feel like something in the background or a filler. It actually blends in very well. It's actually part of the music.
Yeah.
And I'm actually interested because it's actually one of the, I think, ladies that they've signed as part of 10-20 cut. I'm actually interested what they're gonna do with the poet.
Because I heard the poet on several points
she's part of the stable.
Project,
and it actually, like, it doesn't distract you.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's something that was just added there.
It's a really clean project. It's a very clean project. Like, the engineering on that stuff.
And that's the thing Raf used to say, was that with what he was doing at Ambitious, that he didn't want it to sound clean. Like the mixing and the mastering, he didn't want it to sound clean. But here at 10-20, the sound is cleaning the sound. Yeah. And I also like how they just rolled it out, right? They introduced us to the new artists from the stable. And then now the guys in that project are also going to be putting out individual projects.
Works too.
And it's actually EPs. I know Java put out an EP. Yolanda also put out an EP. So it's going to be an amazing year, I think, for them in 2021.
Yep. Okay, let's hear the.
And then
number four.
Number four, it's obviously our boy, our very own Crow the Gnostic. The CD of Olmec comes in at number 4. I mean, we've already said enough about Crow.
We've talked.
One thing I'll say is that this has to be in your top 5. For 2020.
For sure, especially in Mzansi.
Yeah, in Mzansi, especially if you're a true hip hop head.
But not even in Mzansi, actually, internationally. You know what I mean?
Did you hear what I said? I said true hip hop head. And according to me, there's no such thing. It doesn't exist. Let's move straight to number 3.
Yeah.
Why am I forgetting what's my number 3?
Number 3.
Why am I forgetting?
That's impossible.
No, Chief. No, it can't be Oh yeah, it's Spillage Village Spillagen.
Oh yeah, the Spillagen. Yeah, I saw the project.
I mean, for me, it's a dream project. It's one of the things I've always had, because I like joint projects. I like when artists that have a sort of like-minded or similar style, come together and actually make music, and it comes out, perfectly. It's rare you find that, and these guys came together and made it work. It's an amazing project. So Spillage Village is JID, F Gang, JB, Hollywood, Meriva. From what I hear is that Smino was also supposed to be part of this, but I don't know what happened. So just these guys coming together and be able to put out music that sounds really good, was amazing. And also same thing, the fusion of different sounds, genres, and just making sense.
The new and the old, rock and a bit of rock and roll, and jazz. Because I feel like what you said is like they are like the modern outcasts. Because that's what
the F Gang, especially F Gang, they remind us of. We're not saying they are outcasts or we're not comparing them, but as soon as you see, F Gang, it reminds you of those guys. I mean, from that even to the way they dress.
They dress and the way
the dress sense.
I mean, they you know.
Yeah.
Like,
So you know so I really enjoyed this project.
I also listened to the project, and you know, from my take, I was like, okay, I can see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's mostly about for them. I think it's exploration and experimentation for them. You know,
and it's amazing when an experiment actually comes together
and works.
And it makes so much sense.
Because I think their battle is like how do we come up with
and when so many personalities
exactly in one
at the same time, and for this to work, man, I was really impressed.
I was
and then at number 2, obviously it's the biggest comeback of the year, Buster Boss
LE2
extension
level event.
Yeah, extension level. I always forget the event.
Yeah, the event. Yeah,
and then now it's it's fitting that it came out in 2020.
Sure.
And we're living in the end of times.
Virus. We are attacked by a lot of stuff, viruses.
And it has forced us to stay at home. We can't live our normal lives anymore.
Isolation,
social distancing, and all these things. So it was fitting for the OG, to put out the album specifically this year. I mean, it was plagued. Funny enough, it was plagued with delays, and all these things. But eventually, it came together. I know you're complaining that it's a very long.
It's a very long album. But fire still.
But I mean, for we always say, our old rappers have run out of things to say, or they can't learn new tricks and all the stuff. I mean, for Buster to give us an album like that, that's a fire album.
I mean, Buster is one of those MCs that can take it anyway.
Yeah,
he can jump on anything and he can make it sound dope.
Yeah. So I mean, number one, he for me, he chose the music that actually complements his rap style.
Yeah.
So like in your head, when what would Buster do? What would be a typical? But a perfect Buster album? I think Extinction Level Event 2, for me, that's a perfect Buster album. It has all the type of styles and
but what the throwback for me was the track he did with Mariah Carey.
Maybe he forgive it to me. I think that's what they're trying to
exactly. I was like, this is so retro. It was so fire because he even does that singing that he did on that Baby If You Give It To Me stuff, and it was so perfect because he's the only one who did that Puerto Rican mixture sound.
And it's a fairly balanced album. You get bangers. You get joints that will make you lose your head, and then you get like serious stuff where he actually addresses what's going on.
The event was him bringing the God MC like him on the introduction just to open the tape and the verse.
Who's this guy doing some sort of poem?
Yeah, man. And it's so dope.
And that Nas the world is was sample. It's nice, eh? Really, really nice. And also having Minister Farrakhan, I mean, it's everything, and it's everything in it. Where the thing is, the danger of having everything, in your album is that it just sounds like a disaster. And for him to pull that off,
but it comes together because. It's a mixture of things, extinction level.
And it worked perfectly well. So basically, that concludes our top fours. So now we need to get into
the real stuff. What brought us here? The number ones.
Yeah, why are we doing this?
So, but before we do that, we had number ones because there was so many dope albums and projects that dropped.
Yeah, as much as 2020 was a bad year, crappy year. One thing that didn't disappoint us was the music.
The music, definitely.
Like we really, really had good music, dope music, kick-ass music, just
dropping. And I think on my part, I think I will give Slim to come up with the two. I think I will give him the two other options. That he thought we should have made number one according to him, and then I'll have two. Because there was a lot of music, like I say, that dropped.
So this is what I'm gonna do.
And then we will drop the actual number one.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I've got a couple of options. It's actually more than two for me. I know maybe with you it might be two or whatever. So it's hard for me to just squeeze it into two. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add another two, and I'm gonna give my reasons why. Because my criteria was that it in this day and age, as an artist, it embodies everything.
Yeah.
It isn't just about the music itself, and also, you know, what was happening outside your music, but affected, you know, the music itself, right? You know, what other moves did you make and all that stuff. But I'm not gonna really look at the tangible like money and all that stuff, but just, you know, a good story and a good storyline that is coupled
with
the music.
With the music. Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I've got four. So I'm just gonna mention their names and then I'm gonna go. West Side Gun. From Griselda.
What? I didn't expect that. He was in the middle of a beef with someone, and when they said like he's the guy with the ad libs. So when I didn't expect it. What's that guy?
Yeah.
What? I didn't even get the chance to listen to the project. I
Yeah,
saw the project, but I didn't get the chance.
here's the thing with West Side Gun. So when he came out the joint, I think that's when he took rap seriously. That might have been like 10 years back or something like that. So these are the guys that have been hustling in the streets, you know, moving weight and all that stuff. You can tell with the music and stuff like that, right? So like he's been, see, I'm not a fan of mass production when it comes to music. I don't like this whole thing where, you know, Mamang did an album in an hour or whatever, you know. We know how we feel about that. Right? We like people to take time, but I mean, but everybody has their own way of, you know, creating, right? If you can write a song in 5 minutes and it bangs, that's cool with me.
Then why not? Yeah.
Why not, right? So the whole, this is the guy with the blueprint, right? When he decided, you know what, I'm doing this rap thing seriously now, there was actually a blueprint, right? So the way they've been going about it, you know, I'm amazed, and I thought, you know, Battle felt like he's steamed this year, and I was caught off guard. And the other thing especially with Westside, I feel like he was sort of like regressing, you know, in terms of the music he was putting out, right? So like this year he took me by surprise, you know. I thought, you know, Conway was gonna have an amazing year. Of course he did, but I thought he was gonna have a better year than the other two guys from Griselda. So Griselda, it's actually three guys, three main guys. It's Conway the Machine, Westside Gun, and Benny the Butcher. And actually all three guys are related. Conway and Westside are actually brothers. Yeah. And Benny is their cousin. Right. And from what I hear, actually, Benny has been a legend in Buffalo City. Right. And not personally, that's how I knew Buffalo City got these guys. These guys actually put Buffalo City in the map, and they've stuck to that sound. You know, that sound, that, you know, grimy, hard, you know, sound.
Dark. Yeah, because they are dark and grimy and you know,
they've stuck to that sound, and I don't know how they've been able to just continue, you know, sticking to the sound, and you know, so the whole thing was planned, man. It was properly executed, and the one thing that also stands out is that actually the visionary there is this guy, Westside Guy. That's the guy with the vision, and you could see also him doing other stuff. You know, he's into art, you know, fashion. I think he also did Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week this year. You know, that's how big it is. Yeah, like he's doing amazing stuff. You know, so for me, that's one guy that deserves. You know, unfortunately, he didn't get the Grammy nod. Apparently he was gunning for the Grammy nod and he didn't get it. And looking at the guys that were nominated, I mean, he definitely stood a chance, right, for the best rap album in the Grammy. So Westside Gun, if my memory serves me well, he put out Fly God as an Awesome God 2. He put out Pray for Paris, amazing album, and then he put out Who Made the Sunshine. For me, that's one album that caught my attention. I think that's the last project he put out this year, Who Made the Sunshine. From the artwork to the sound itself. If you've wanted to know what Griselda is about in terms of sound, in terms of, that's the album. For me, that's the album. As soon as I was like, oh, initially it sounded like what would Sheen Gun do first? I was like, this is like a continuation of what, but the more I got into it, I was like, okay, this is their sound, and also the features. I mean, he even got Slick Greg, to come in, and I think he has two verses in there, with 2 features. I mean, there's even Black Thought, and that project, So for me, I mean, he had an amazing year, right?
Yeah.
So that's West Side, and then the second guy, J Elect.
Patents of Nobility.
So with Jay, is that a lot of people were not happy with the album he put out
with Jay-Z.
We thought it's a J Electronica album, but what we got was a Jay-Z and J Electronica album, right? And sometimes I feel maybe it was a necessity for us to have Jay-Z there. Maybe if it wasn't for Jay-Z, we would not even have a J Electronica album that we've been waiting for. I mean, with J Electronica is that we finished varsity, we had kids, we got married, bought cars,
and he hasn't dropped anything.
And no album came out, bro. so for it to come out, it was something, and it's not even a bad album.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not
a
terrible
album. The album. I actually like
not a terrible
the J Electronica album. I like the ideas behind it, because I mean we live in a different time, so you can't expect the music to sound 1994.
And for a fact that apparently he decided, you know what, I'm gonna produce this album, right? So he handled most of the production on the album also. So for me, Jay. And here's a funny thing. There's always something spiritual when it comes to Jay, because as soon as he dropped that, and then we had a pandemic.
Exactly.
The very same pandemic that forced us not to go to church, and now it was you and God, you know what I'm saying? So that was pretty cool, and I was like, I don't know, for me, I had this feeling that this is not the end. This is not the last time we hear from this guy. Like, I just had this feeling. I couldn't shake it off. And voila, a few months back, something was leaked on the internet, and even the way it was leaked, funny thing, I was same day it came out, like exact minutes, couple of minutes that it came out, I was on the tube minding my own bed. I'm like, hey man, there's a J leaked something here. Opened it, and amazing. For me, that's actually the album we were waiting for. The Act 2, that's the album, that's the J album we were waiting for.
Oh, you're saying Patents of Nobility 2?
Yeah, that's the album.
But I like even Patents of Nobility 1. I heard a lot of people annoying it, but now I really enjoyed it. But I understand where Jay is coming from, you know what I mean? So
and the way he went, the way he went about it, the way it came out, and because he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy when it was leaked, and then he was like, nah, we actually want to just fix it a bit and we'll put it out properly again. But by then it was already on the net. It was all over SoundCloud, YouTube, and so it was already there. And here's my thing, I thought maybe it was just, it was a test, and again, same thing happened. As soon as that album leaked, and then there were rumors that now we're going to have a second wave of this pandemic. I'm like, and what's wrong with this guy?
Maybe he sees things. Because I never looked at it that way, but now that you mention it, it's like, what?
Yeah, so that's the second guy, and why am I forgetting the 2 other guys? It looks like this 2 year how is... Oh, yeah, already it's your number 4, actually. Shay Noir.
Shay Noir, definitely.
For me, I said this is like it's definitely... It's definitely a contender for album of the year, and I mean, even if you go on socials, that's what a lot of people have been saying. This deserves to be an album of the year, and I mean, we've talked already about it. So that was also, and I think he put out something else after that. Right, I just forgot.
She did something.
I think it was an EP.
38 Spash.
Yeah, 38 Spash, right? I think, isn't it 38?
And she did another EP alone. I think she produced the whole EP.
Yeah. So she's also, had a very good run.
Yeah, she's been fire. She's been fire.
So unfortunately, the next guy for me, this is one guy you would love when I actually think about it. He's just, I had this idea that this year I'm gonna quit this whole hip hop thing. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to, to look at other things and just seeing this guy. His name is Tobe Nigwe.
Yeah, Tobe Nigwe.
Tobe Nigwe.
Yeah, sure. I saw his work online and everything.
Wow. My first encounter with this guy was on Ban B's with Static Selector's album. Remember they had a joint album, I think it's called Chill Static or something like that. And I don't know, for some reason I feel like this guy has always been around. His name is so familiar, but I think my first one encounter I can definitely remember was on that album. And I was like, man, this guy sounds so smooth, And then boom, he was on NPR. Tiny Desk.
Yeah, I saw his Tiny Desk.
Amazing. I think also one guy, I think it's Caesar, he shared that episode, and I was like, wow, I've been sleeping on this guy. I've been saying I'll check him out, and I haven't. When I saw that, I was like, wow. And then obviously YouTube, right? Once you search that artist, and then it just and then I saw these amazing videos. I think it was called the Pandemic Project. One song that captured me, and it honestly captured, America as a whole. It captured, black people. It really represented, what black people are, good and bad, things that we've gone through, but, still we sort of like stand out. We managed to outlive everything, There's a joint called Make It Home. Yeah. That just touched me, even how the video was done. So when I saw that Pandemic Project, so I started following him, and I heard that what he's gonna do, he's been working on this for some time now. That every song that he does, he's gonna put out a video for it. So if you go, you'll see like there's just so many videos, and even the way
there's so many videos that I watched. A lot of them, but I couldn't.
But even the way that he goes about it, and it's a proof that as an artist you don't need, the biggest currency you could ever have as an artist is creativity. As long as you are creative, all these resources will find you. And for me, this is one guy that showed us that you can do it. Just do your thing. All the stuff that they think it's too nerdy, it's too creative, whatever, this isn't for TV and whatnot.
Yeah, because he's very nerdy.
Yeah. So I mean, the way he did all these videos, going hand in hand with the music, it just made sense to me, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've witnessed this year. And I mean, he closed it off with an album. Typically, this is not the sound that I like. But funny enough, with the album that he put out, I think it's Sync Originals. I don't know how to pronounce the name, or Sync Originals, or something like that. That's what he put out, and it's an 808 album, like Hocha 808 from track 1. I don't know if you've heard the song that he did with Royce and Blackthorn.
I saw it.
Did you see the visuals?
I saw the visuals.
Amazing. Father Figure.
Yeah, Father Figure. Yeah.
And so that sound, that's the sound for the entire album. Yeah. Like that's the sound.
His sound is very distinct. It's actually it's 808, but it's more like he's trying to, build it from another, perspective.
And I couldn't help but laugh, because I was like, why were people mad at Crunk? Or why people were mad at the music that came from the South? Because here's a guy that used his influences from the South, and look what he did.
Look at what he created.
And he reminds me so much of Big Crit. I don't know if you know Big Crit.
Yeah,
he reminds me of that guy so much. Yeah. And also Big Crit, because he also has, he's from the South. You can't run away from the guys from the South will take their influences. Whether they like the New York sound or they use, you always find that
they will always add.
Yeah, and if you've enjoyed T.I.'s trap music, there's the T.I. album Trap Music, you'll definitely also enjoy this Sync Originals. But I think it's just way better, man. It's an amazing project. So for me, those are the four guys.
Other albums that would have taken the number one spot.
No, actually, one of them is.
All right. It's actually
Yeah.
Well, my number ones, I will add two.
Yeah.
And then I will disclose what my fairy album is. Initially, it was supposed to be Black Thought, obviously. Me being a biased, person.
Streams of thought.
Streams of thought. I think he put it together well, with Salam Rami. I mean, the production on the project is fire. You know what I mean? Yeah. And thought being thought. You know what I mean? Being that, dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, that didn't meet it. You know what I mean? That didn't meet those expectations, and so he would have made my top one had these other two individuals. You know what I mean? Had they not been around. Streams of Thought is fire, King. You know what I mean? I see where Thought is coming from. He's got a lot to say. I mean, he is obviously, growing into himself. He's becoming more comfortable without the roots. You understand? He has all these concepts. He's working on different things like theater and everything. Yeah. And so, I mean, he is just revealing how artistic he is, how nerdy he is to an extent. and his mastery, his level of mastery, he's just revealing that to us, and it's obviously incredible to watch. I mean, the artwork explains it all. He's just a complex individual. You understand? So I like complex individuals because you have to you learn a lot.
Funny enough, I'm actually stuck on 1 and 2. Streams of Thought.
1 and 2, fire! All of them are fire.
I'm so stuck on that because with him there's just too many layers. I'm discovering new bars every day. Did he say that? so like, I'm still like 3. I tried it out. I was like, nah, I'm not ready for this. Let me go back to 1 and 2. So far, I'm enjoying 1 and 2. So 3 probably I'll get into it next year.
Yeah, you'll get it. I mean, tracks like Fuel are dope. Fuel is fire. Like, actually, I think the whole project is fire, Joe. You know what I mean? Salam Remy killed it.
Yeah, he never disappoints.
I wish, and this is the other guy name that was supposed to be on number 1, but he dropped in 2019.
Yeah.
Emphatic Tabs, Center of the Universe. One of the most amazing projects ever. Have you heard Optimus Prime? You should listen to Optimus Prime, Joe. Emphatic Tabs is crazy. You should listen
I always get a lot of backlash when it comes to Tabs, so that's why I'm laughing. I mean, of course, Tabs is my dude. I mean, I like his music. I like his music, but yeah, sure.
You should listen to tracks like Optimus Prime. You should listen. The project is fire, bro. Like he even has a singer in one of the songs. You understand? So he took a different direction. The only thing I hated was the whole pandemic joint. They did with him. I don't know what was the whole point of it, but whatever, man. You know what I mean? But I wish it was dropped in 2020.
Yeah, so it's automatically disqualified.
It's disqualified, yeah, but I had to talk about Tabs, you know what I mean? This is not the one, but this is the project. I wish it was supposed to be my number 1, but then this other project came, and I was like, no, I'm changing my mind. Salam Remy, Black on Purpose, is one of the finest projects, I think, for me, because it really, I would say, it captured black culture in its holisticity, from the church sound to, the African, hard African, Fela Kuti feel, and you know what I mean, and the artists that he worked with on the project, and he shot some of the dopest videos also for it.
Funny, I haven't listened to it.
You need to listen to that stuff. They did a remake of Nina Simone's Strange Fruit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Black Thought is singing on the project. You know what I mean? You're finding a lot of. Yeah. He brought out like Bosilo Green. He worked with Nas and Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah. You always find a Nas in a Salam Remy.
Exactly. Stephen Marley. Who's the Chronics. Yeah. He worked with a lot of African artists. You know what I mean?
And I should definitely
The project is
Give it a
called
listen.
Black on Purpose. So like the sound is telling you understand? It's obviously sound Yama African. You know what I mean? It's not apologetic. It's like that old school R&B type feel. You know what I mean? And you know Salam Remy being hard, you know, on the drums and being dark. You know what I mean? And everything was fire for me. It was supposed to be my number one because I like how they actually captured, you know, our fella Kuti's feel to it. You know what I mean? And it was just amazing. You know, you will feel like you are in Nigeria. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The last project, obviously, which is my project.
Is this your number? Are you revealing your number?
Yeah, I'm revealing my number.
So we are revealing your number.
I'm revealing my
Okay,
number.
cool.
So my number one, ladies and gentlemen, is Impossible.
No!
It's Impossible. Yeah, really.
So
how did you think?
Okay, wait. How do you pronounce the name of the project? Is it Laura or Laura?
Laura, Dream.
Or Laura? It's not Laura. It's
Yeah.
not Ash or something like that.
It's Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura, meaning dream. And here's why. It caught me off guard because I listened to the project, in fact, when on Friday night, because we had said we were gonna do the thing yesterday.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. No, yeah. We were supposed to do the
Today it's Thursday,
It's Thursday.
right? We were supposed to do it yesterday, which was Wednesday.
Oh, I actually listened to the project on Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah. So now, I didn't know she dropped. I saw the single Dumelang, and then I watched the single, and I thought, she dropped the single, just a random single.
But I actually shared the project. I think
I
it was
didn't see it.
last
I didn't
week.
see it until
Last week or so.
Malobanyana.
Yeah.
So here's why Impossible is fine, Joe. Like she's fire, Joe. The way she hears music. Like look at the song Dark Night with the Saboteur.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's yo man, like power to their sister. Like
And
it's a fire
even though
project.
she's from Botswana, we as South Africans are claiming her.
she's ours.
She's ours.
She's not from Botswana.
Yeah.
She's now from South Africa, from Mafikeng or something.
Yeah, man.
So the project is clean. Number one, clean. The engineering was pro.
I know you like
know what I mean?
cleanliness.
I like cleanliness, yo. And number two is that, man, every song on that project is dope. You understand? I could have been one and disappointing. I don't have one song. Like I can play the whole album and not change it. You understand? And number three is she's really important for Africa. That sister, you understand? Because she's one of those people that can represent us and will be like still be herself, be Motswana, still.
You know when I think it's something I heard from, I think it's Selvin in one of his songs or something. He said, or was it will correct me. He said, Manisha is Andla, it's music to me, right? And when I listen to Mpho Sabina's music, it's exactly what I get, is that anything is music. You know, music is in everything. You know, and you can't go anywhere or be anywhere without music. You're in the church, even the church needs music. You know, you go to a bar, you know, imagine going to a bar and there's no music.
There's no music.
You are in your own space, you know, there has to be some sort of music. You in the shower, when you take a shower, you prepare a playlist just to go in. You know, I mean, the EP before the album, right? The EP for me, that's my favorite project. And I remember one song, you know, they actually used Soundya and Matchbox. Yeah. But I was like, and if you actually listen to that sound, to that EP, you'll hear that there's actually a lot of typical sounds, you know, our daily sounds, like mains, Soundya mains, or a heartbeat. You know, some of the songs are actually created off, you know, that sound. You know, and the other thing with her is how she incorporates Setswana into the music, and this is what you could sell to the rest of the world.
Exactly, and it would sell because it's that good. And we are a bicycle, you know, and I think in least Java they were really important to African music in that manner.
I mean, those are the guys. If you went anywhere outside SA, and that is the music you played, it would make sense. Oh yeah, this is where you're from, right?
Yeah, this is like, but you know, like, oh man, it's classy. You know, some of the videos were short in the village, but it's so classy. Like, it's so dope, man. It meets her personality, and you know what I mean. And
here's
fine.
the thing. We've been on her music like 4 years back or something like that, 4 or 5 years back.
Yeah.
Like we've been, and we had hope, because at some point I felt like she disappeared, and obviously she resurfaced, you know, with that EP and stuff like that. But obviously she was putting out singles and, you know, and videos and stuff like that. So people think Yemutwando, right? She's here now. No, she's been around. And here's the thing: you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna be impressed with this, but it is what it is. And for me, you know, I don't have beef with it. She actually has a song Yama Piano. It's actually huge now.
Well, I think
that's how she got the traction this year. You know, that's where the traction comes from. Like, people are now looking into her music
because of the Mapiano.
Yeah, no, because of the Yenos. So, and that's how it happens. I mean, guys that we are on 5 years back or 10 years back, normally they'll need that mainstream, you know, type of song, or that's not even in their genre or their style, you know, for people to recognize and like, oh, can't you get that girl that does. So I think with her, maybe, you know, it'll direct the traffic. This Yenos song will direct the traffic to
the real music,
to the music that she makes. And you know, Billy, you know, artists used to get mad. I remember with Simpiwe Dana, before she really blew up, you know, she became what she is now. Black Coffee did, before Black Coffee was the Black Coffee, did a remix of one of her songs, and she was pissed. Like, she was mad about that. She was like, nah, you know, take that song down, because I don't want to be known for that. You know, but little did she know that actually did wonders for her career, because, you know, it directed traffic. So I'm noticing now that artists now, that's what they're doing. Like, oh, you know, I've got this dope music that nobody's listening to, and I'm putting out this really good. I don't want to compromise my music, but rather let me hop on other people's music so that they can know about me, the name, the brand, so that, you know, they can be directed to the actual music that I make. So I've seen a couple of artists, you know, you're seeing someone like Msaki, you know, it's not someone you would see, you know, doing dance music or something like that. But she's too talented. I'm not disrespect to that type of music, but she's way too talented.
Msaki, she's fire, man. Her voice is.
We've also seen something Soweto also jumping into that, but you've known him for something totally different. For me, if it does wonders for your career, then you shouldn't worry a lot. You know, shouldn't worry much,
because then he can probably I could say direct traffic to you, and then you can continue creating and it also, what you want.
At the end of the day, it also, you know, exposes you to a totally different audience
market,
and that is the thing with the South African market, is that South Africans don't like something complicated. Don't like something complicated. You look at the biggest songs, like when you look at them now, you're like, I actually jammed to that and I really enjoyed it. Well, I understand, and that's how the South African market is. You know, before they can actually appreciate you for your talent, you know, the genius that you are. You know,
they have to hear you on something a little bit.
Alright, so that is your number one.
That's my number one.
I felt some type of way about it, but I'm not hating, because it makes sense. She definitely deserves it.
I mean, it's a low budget project. We know she's from Botswana, and so it's a low budget project. Even the videos, guys, some of the videos were short from the iPhone. You understand? So that blew my mind. I was like, so they shot these videos.
You don't need big cameras.
So she's like, but you have to be creative, and that to me sends a message. It's like there's really nothing stopping you. You know what I mean? You can really do everything from the smallest, resources you have. And so that's
the number one.
Reveal number one.
Number one, I'll have to give it to Tobe Nigwe. I would have loved it to give it to all the other guys. One of the reasons also I'm giving it to him. It was either him or Westside Gun, right? But I resonate more with the work that he's doing with Tobe. Why he's a rapper consciousness.
He's a consciousness.
Yeah, but I also like how we low budget. You don't need a big budget.
Yeah.
You don't really, as long as you are creative, you have your creativity. Nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters.
And here's the thing: don't chase the fence. Don't create. Yeah, continue. Create. Don't get tired of creating. And for me, this is the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Or never get tired of creating. The fans will find you.
Will find you somewhere.
Don't chase them. They will definitely find you. Just keep putting out the work. Don't get tired of doing the work. Love it. And that's the thing also. So like he when you start loving what you do, without talking about, hey, Konje, so I'm gonna put out this song. This is an amazing song, and then it's gonna get 5 likes and something.
And then you are dispirited.
Yeah, dispirited. It doesn't matter. But, okay, with that being said, I think we're gonna conclude now. One last thing I want to say is this is a special mention. Also, besides, especially in 2499 in Merafong City, Carltonville, Kutsongwetela. I also want to mention Amapiano Chronicles. Those boys have been doing amazing things.
Amapiano Chronicles. I've been seeing them trend, but me being not a follower of Mapiano,
I'm not a dance head, but I actually listened to their music.
It's fire.
It's fire, dog. It's fire, and I was also happy hearing like around the neighborhood people playing the song. I hope that they got the songs legally. I don't know. Like they have their music on all digital platforms. So I really hope. And also obviously Faceless Band.
Faceless Band.
Faceless
Band. I saw Faceless Band.
They've also been holding it down. Hopefully we'll get a project next year. I'm really banking. I also like how they're going about the whole thing. The whole thing, the way they're doing things, it's really cool. And that should be an example, to all
going forward.
Artists. And then lastly, also a special mention, Sia Shezi put out a really dope EP
project.
The
track music on that Sia Shezi,
it's amazing. Lesego Froze.
Yeah.
Also amazing project.
I have to check that out. I saw a lot of people going.
Yeah, the Cutaways EP is definitely amazing. It's unfortunate that we couldn't put it in our top 5s and stuff. But what I actually wanted to say is it has to do with Sia Shezi. I'm actually very disappointed with Sia Shezi fans. Right? Because
I think it's growth.
I mean, Shezi was huge 5 years back. Like everywhere in the hood, people had his songs.
Yeah.
Like you could hear a Sia Shezi song almost every. Like these boys had everybody had Sia Shezi songs. Now that he has music on digital platforms, I actually looked at the numbers. I wasn't happy with the numbers I saw on Spotify.
Man.
I think most of his songs had like 2,000 plays, and I was like, they can't be doing.
Cool. Yeah.
They can't be doing.
Shezi
has a huge following,
especially Kasi.
It has a huge following. So I was really, really disappointed.
But after you done the shout out to Speaker, man. Speaker has been doing amazing work. For hip hop.
Yeah, we gave him a shout out in 2018. We wanna give him a shout out.
He's just one of those guys that are consistent.
And we recognize the work.
I don't know how he does that.
We definitely recognize
power Speaker. Yo, man, let me give a shout out to Ndombe. That track, Amazi, bro. Yeah, that's my jam.
I think we're closing it now. We should close it now.
Yeah. But with that said, Ndombe, man, Amazi. Sakeza Amazi. Yeah. And so, power to Ndombe. And
whoever we didn't mention,
yeah.
It's not that we do not recognize what you're doing. Maybe you might have forgotten or something like that. But whatever you're doing, keep pushing.
Yeah. Maybe
keep
you'll
doing
make
you.
it on the next one.
Yeah,
right.
And 2021, here we
Yeah,
come.
that's the budget.
Yeah,
That's should we call it like an annual budget?
Yeah.
Of music? Yeah, we know we are not talking about money,
Yeah.
but it's just to wrap up the year when it comes to music. So power.
Happy New Year in advance. Living safety.
Do
yours.
guys. Yeah,
Do yours.
And
peace.
Kanaini.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah.
You don't want to be caught in the streets. You're gonna pay.
Yeah, I gotta go and do some shopping, bro.
Yeah, peace, brother.
Peace.
The chance